Ladies and beautiful gentlemen, beautiful gentlemen and whatever they say, welcome back to Two Wheels Paradise. My name is Meshach, and here we are to discuss motorcycles. Thank you so much for the people who have been taking time to watch my videos. I really do appreciate. I'm so happy about the progress in this channel, and it has all been because of your support. So accept my gratitude. Thank you so much, and please don't get tired of supporting me. I am out here gathering information for you. Your work is just to sit down and watch my video and also give me your feedback. Here we are. Today we have something totally different, something we have never featured again on this channel. It is actually a very, very beautiful motorcycle. Look at this, the Royal Enfield Himalayan. Royal Enfield Himalayan 411. This is a legend. Around the year 2015, 2016, somewhere around there, Royal Enfield in India introduced this motorcycle. It is a single-cylinder 411cc. One of those bikes in the 400cc that are not so powerful. And you're going to understand why I'm saying it is one of those bikes that are not so powerful. But it has its own advantages that I'm going to tell you in a minute. It is 411cc oil-cooled EFI. This is not a carb, this is an EFI. And as you can see, it has a very, very big engine. I do not know the theory behind this, but this engine is so huge and also heavy. It is only 411cc single cylinder that produces just around 25 horsepower. 25 horsepower on the book sounds so low because 25 is what we get in most 250cc single cylinders. But I'm going to tell you where the story is twisted. 25 horsepower at around 6,500 RPM and also 32 Newton meters of torque at 4,000. I want you to look at this. Horsepower comes high up at 6,500 RPM. That is the power to accumulate speed on the highway. But it has that 2 Newton meters of torque that comes so low at 4,000 RPM. That tells you this motorcycle was not built for highway speeds. It was built for hill climbing, mountain climbing. So basically, this is a pure jungle motorcycle. Pure jungle. And it is one of the few bikes, if not the only bike, that has been able to climb up to the top of the Himalayan mountains. It was specifically designed to conquer the Himalayas, and it did. So that's the reason why I'm saying it's a legend. Looking at this, that 2 Newton meters of torque is enough to climb hills, and it carries the body weight properly. I have tested this bike a couple of times. This specific unit and others that are owned by people that are close to me, my friends. And mostly they are owned by the Indian community in Kenya and the diplomats. Yeah, diplomats. Wazungus, those white guys who live in Kenya, they love these motorcycles. Especially someone who has been to India. Anybody with a relationship somehow with India, they love the Royal Enfield motorcycles a lot. The gearbox comes with 5-speed. It only has gear 1 to 5, doesn't have gear 6, and it is chain driven. It's just a basic motorcycle. However, the way this frame is built like a military tank. This is a very, very solid motorcycle. Very, very solid. They never give it too much power, but they give it a body that is so solid. Very, very solid. It has the telescopic forks, 41mm to the front, and it has a monoshock to the rear. Okay, the wheel travel in those suspensions around 7.8 inches. So the suspension moves around 7 inches. That tells you you can jump over something. 7 inches is a lot. 7 inches is a lot. You can really jump over something. And it has some good rear suspension, I can say, some good rear suspension. Although initially the first batch of these bikes had an issue with the front shocks and some frame that was cracking, but they definitely fixed that problem. And one thing I love about the Indian engineers, they don't play around with materials when they are making it. If they realize there's a mistake, they don't shy away from investing and spending money around just to fix a problem. All right. However, we have a different version of the Himalayan. We have a new version, I think from 2023, somewhere around there. We have a 452cc. This one is 411 with 25 horsepower. We have a 452 that is producing around 40 horsepower. So they have improved a lot of things from this base version to the newest version that we have right now. Back to this one, the front brakes are just a single disc, 300mm disc with the 2 pistons. That's enough. That's more or less enough for this bike. And to the rear, we have a single 240mm disc, single piston. Mostly dual sport bikes use that one. So this is not new. To the front, we have a 90 by 90 rim size 21. This is the general size of dual sport tires. You go to the BMWs, the GS800, they have this. You go to Suzuki, DR, Yamaha XT, you go to Honda Transap, Africa Twin. All these adventure stroke dual sport bikes use this size of tire, the 1990 rim number size 21. To the rear, this one has 120/90 size 17, but it has an allowance. You can use 130 or 140. So you can increase some tire size and get somewhere very close to Honda Africa Twin 750, Suzuki DR. You can get close to KRR 650. You can get those sizes of tires, and they are very, very many. You can get so many brands of good adventure tires. If you're running rim size 17, you can get a big variety of tires. Big variety of tires. It's not 18. Sometimes size 18 gets to problems of getting good tires, but size 17 to the rear, you can get a lot of tires. Now, the dimensions of this motorcycle is, the length is around 2190 millimeters. That's around 86 inches long. The width is around 30 inches, 840 millimeters. The height from the ground to the top of the windshield is around 53.5 inches. Oh, it's not a very, very tall motorcycle. If you have height issues yourself, maybe you are 5.5, 5.4, you can still ride this one. And it is not a very heavy bike. Not a very heavy bike. The wheelbase for this motorcycle is about 57 inches. And again, seat height is around 31 inches. It's not so tall. That's why I'm saying even if you have some height issues of 5.4, 5.3 inch, 5.3 feet tall, you can still ride this bike, not so high. The ground clearance is around 8 inches. 8 inches, it's around 220 to 225 millimeters. Yeah, somewhere around there. Meaning you can go through rocky roads, maram roads, you can cross rivers. Not so bad. It is not so high, but also not so short. For the weight, it is claimed to have around 182 kgs. 182 kgs without fuel. So if you add like 15 liters of petrol, you'll get to around 197, somewhere around 197, close to 200 kgs. Yeah, 200 kgs. Any bike that goes slightly below 200 kgs when loaded with fuel, you don't consider that as so heavy. Not so heavy. The tank capacity, that's 15 liters, is enough considering that this motorcycle, the fact that it doesn't have a lot of horsepower, doesn't have a lot of power, it doesn't consume a lot of fuel. This is a motorcycle that will give you over 440 kilometers with that 15 liters. If you do your calculations, you're going to realize it is consuming around 31 kilometers per liter for a 400cc bike. That is more than enough, my friend. That's more than enough. Yeah, it's a good bike. It's very, very solid. It is loved by people who know proper adventure bikes. But there's a disclaimer. If you're looking for speed, then you are in the wrong place. Himalayan is not going to be the bike for you if you're looking for speed. But if you're looking for comfort and power that is enough to carry the body around, especially when you go to mountain climbing, when you go to rocky roads, this bike is enough. And when I say enough, I mean it. It is enough. The beauty about it is not complicated. It is an EFI, doesn't have so much of modern technology, just that. It is effective, single cylinder, single plug. As you can see, the body is not so wide. The dashboard is just some beautifully done, but basic because it has analog and some few digital stuff. And this bike comes with a compass. If you are the people who understand north, northwest, southeast, southwest, I don't know how those things go, but this bike has a compass. Yeah, it has a compass on the dashboard, and it really helps people who do proper adventure, people who know how to read maps, people who know how to read directions. That compass helps a lot. This motorcycle is solid. It is a bike that can take you so long, and it is also known to be very, very easy to maintain. Unfortunately, in Kenya, the dealership was closed a few years ago, but we have a lot of these bikes. A lot of them are on the highway with people, especially from the Indian community and also the diplomats around Runda, Karen, Kitusuru. You go to those sides of Nairobi high-rise estates, you're going to find a lot of these bikes, a lot of them. And they are owned by those people who understand what proper adventure bikes mean. Very, very basic. Actually, if you consider this in the class of entry-level adventure bikes, you can throw it around to the level of Kawasaki KLR 650. Yeah, the people who understand Himalayan are people who can very well run with Kawasaki KLR 650, because these are bikes that are not made for speed. If you really understand what it is for, you're going to love it. But if you're coming here to compete with people who are riding BMWs and Suzuki V-Stroms, you are in the wrong place, because this is going to disappoint you. But if you really understand what this bike is capable of doing, trust me, this is a bike you can live with for a very long time, especially by the fact that they don't just break down. These bikes are military tanks. They're very, very hardy. Now, the unit I have in my hands right now is actually on sale. Yeah, it's actually on sale. The diplomat who was riding it got transferred to another country, and they were not able to transfer the bike from here to wherever they were going, somewhere in Europe. So the bike is on sale. If you would consider spending around 500,000 on a very, very solid motorcycle, you can get in touch with me. I'm going to connect you with a person who is in charge of this, and then you can talk about it. The engine exhaust note is just basic for a single cylinder. It's just a basic single cylinder. But if you look at that engine, it can tell you that engine is specially built. It is a very huge engine, and there must be a reason why that engine is big. There must be a very, very specific reason that I need to discover, that I need to understand, that made the Indians, the Royal Enfield company, build this bike with such a big engine. And when I say big, it is big. If you look at this bike on the ground, the engine is huge. You don't even, you can't even imagine it is a 400cc. It looks like 650 to 700cc size of engine. There must be a reason why they made it this way. Yeah, maybe for durability. Yeah, something like that, because it is not so powerful, but the engine is so huge. So all what I can think of is durability. There is something they have done to make sure the engine is durable. This motorcycle is comfortable. The people who ride it can confirm that it is very, very comfortable on the highway. The seat is very, very comfortable. Very, very comfortable. It is not so loud. Yeah. It is known to have vibrations if you push it above 100, 110 kilometers an hour. Although it has a top speed of about 140, it is not so proper to ride it above 125, 130. This bike is not built for speed. The same way, Suzuki DR650, Kawasaki KLR650, those 650 single cylinders, they do not really appreciate speeds above 120 because they are not made for speed. But between 0 and 100, they feel like you're driving like a Land Rover or a Land Cruiser. Actually, a Land Cruiser. They are like Land Cruisers. And when I mention Land Cruiser, I mean it. Some of those very, very hardy vehicles you see are very slow when it comes to highway speeds, but they can last longer than you. They are going to outlive you if only you know how to maintain it and how to keep it. So this motorcycle is on sale, as I said earlier. If you would want to know more details about it, I'm posting some details on the video description. You can follow up on it. Then I'm going to connect you with the person who is selling it. It's around 500,000, somewhere around there. You can negotiate and you can get a good deal. It's a very clean bike, only done 12,000 kilometers. Fully stock, not modified in any way. This bike is good. If I wanted to get another bike, I would have directly and very, very fast considered getting this one. But for now, thank you so much for watching. That's Royal Enfield Himalayan. I am planning to take a trip on this one very, very soon if it doesn't get someone to buy it between now and like a week. I'm going to consider taking a short trip and then I'm going to tell you what happens along the way. Thank you so much for watching. This is Two Wheels Paradise. Meshach as usual. God bless you. Remember, it is all about you. So keep it safe, keep it real.